Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over on how to buy and sell a home at the same time. It can be a little bit overwhelming selling and buying a home versus just doing one or the other. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you start this process is know your financial situation. Sit down, get a piece of paper and pen and say, okay, here's my current monthly bills, this is what I pay monthly, and this is now what I'm willing to spend. Whether you're upsizing or downsizing, you still want to have a prepared financial plan on what you're going to be comfortable with the new purchase of your home. This is important because when you get together with your loan officer, you're going to have all this information ready for them, and they're going to be able to dictate what price point you're looking at with the current interest rates, how much money you're going to be putting down, and if you're going to be using the equity from your current home. And they will also work in your escrow, which is your property taxes and insurance. So now you have your financial plan ready and you have it mapped out. The second thing you're going to want to do before reaching out to the loan officer is actually going to your trusted agent or broker. They're going to help determine how much equity you have in your home that you can apply to your new one if you want to. You know, sometimes there's situations where you don't need the equity and it's just, net proceeds to you. But at least you have that equity there in case you do want to increase your purchase price, or maybe you want to buy a property that isn't in the best condition. So now you have money to put into it and bring it up to your liking. So once you reach out to your agent, they're going to run a market analysis on your current home. And they're going to give you an estimated net proceeds sheet. This estimated net proceeds sheet is going to help show you what your current market value is of your home, and it's going to break down the cost of what it's going to take to sell it, which is nice because you can at least have an idea of what equity you have in your home and what you could possibly walk away with. Obviously, this is very, very crucial on picking the right agent that does know the market currently, what buyers are offering, how competitive it is in your neighborhood, and making sure that they're being aggressive with your listing. You want to make sure that you have confidence in your agent that this market analysis and estimated net proceeds is going to be close to what is actually going to happen. Because when you go buy your new home, you want to make sure that everything that you guys at least planned and predicted is close to what you had planned for. You're going to want an agent that's going to be extremely honest with you as far as what your house most likely will go for and the condition of your home, because that's going to factor in what buyers are going to be willing to offer on and if there's any repairs that they are requesting in order to close. The reason why this is so important is because if you're under contract and things come up while you're under contract buying, you could lose your home that you've gotten excited over during escrow. As much as we can't control anything during escrows and contracts being negotiated, at least we can explore every possible outcome or situation during the process to avoid any releases or terminations of a contract. As if you're not honest with yourself and the market of the condition of your property and you're under contract selling your home and that buyer releases due to the home inspection, now the property that you offered to purchase, the closing could be delayed and the seller could release from you, and then you have to start all over again. There's other things that you can't control during escrow on either the selling or buying side that is unpredictable, but it does happen. For example, the buyer that is purchasing your current home that you have under contract, if that buyer loses their employment or there's some kind of financial burden that will not allow the loan officer or bank to fund the mortgage, that could be something that is completely out of your control and could delay closing or possibly lose your current house that you want to purchase. Or if you're the buyer and you want to go offer on a home and the seller doesn't have a clear title. When your title company does the title search and they see that there is another owner on their property and there's no signatures or approval of the sale of this home. And if for any reason title can't resolve this issue or the sellers, then this could cause you to lose the home that you're purchasing, but still selling your current home if there's no contingencies in place to state that you are protected if for any reason you do lose on the home that you're purchasing. Now, I'm not saying that those things are going to happen. I'm just saying to be prepared for situations and contracts to fall through. Okay, so we have our financial plan in order. We have our trusted agent that did a market analysis and that's very honest with us with a good list price, what to expect on offers, and confident enough to be able to sell and find you a new home within your time frame. Which is going to be the next thing that you want to do, is making sure that you have a time frame in place to let your agent know when you're trying to move, how much time you need, so you can go ahead and pre-disclose this to the buyers that you're trying to bring to your property and to the sellers that you're trying to purchase. Next step you're going to want to do is talk to your trusted loan officer. There's a lot of people that play into buying and selling a home. You've got your agent, loan officers, title companies, inspectors, so many things that fall into place. My personal opinion is that the two most important people that you are very confident in and trust the most is going to be your agent and loan officer. Working as a team to make sure that they're going to be able to close on both properties in a timely manner. Your agent's going to be aggressive in a respectful way, making sure that they're constantly looking for homes for you and that they're constantly marketing and selling your current one. And you want to make sure that your loan officer is staying on track with interest rates. If when you first talked to them and got pre-qualified, the rates were at, for example, 5%, but a month later and you're shopping and now they're at 6%, that's going to fluctuate your monthly payment. It could throw off your pre-approval. A lot of things can change in a market in such a short amount of time. So you want to make sure that the two people, being your agent and loan officer, are constantly keeping an eye on your best interest and your financial plan and what you are looking for in your new home. Now, I know some people have put in offers on properties and then they wait to list their current home. I do not recommend that. I recommend listing your home first, seeing what the market is dictating with buyers on feedback, if there's any offers that come through in the first week, and that will help let you know if you've overlisted it, it's not being marketed right, or maybe it's the market itself and it has nothing to do with your agent and the buyers. Rates have gone up. It's a slower season during the winter time. It's rainy and cold outside. You just never know what the market's going to determine when you first list it, but at least a good agent's going to know how to still be able to sell it, because anything will sell in any market at the right price. So what I would do is list your property. Within that first week as it's listed, go out shopping with your pre-approval letter and the agent that is selling your home. I have heard stories of people using two different agents. Personally, I do not recommend that because they're not going to know what's going on with the current sale of your home and how to communicate that to the other agent when you're buying. The same agent is going to know exactly what's going on in the transactions and can make sure that they're going to stay on top of it if for any reason there is a delay in closing, or you guys need to find a new buyer, or you need to find a new home. So ideally, if your house is listed correctly at that market value and buyers are coming in and submitting offers, you should be wanting to put in an offer on your new home within the same time frame of you accepting an offer. Now this is where it gets a little bit overwhelming. I'll give a couple of situations, and the first one is the perfect one. You've accepted an offer from a buyer on your current home and your offer got accepted for your new home. So now you're under contract ×2. So while you're selling your home, there's going to be inspections while you're doing inspections on your new one. Okay, well, what if you're unsatisfied with the inspection that you did on your new home and you need to withdraw? Again, that's why there's contingencies in place and why it's so important to use an agent that is honest and open with communication immediately. The longer you wait, the longer that you are going to be held accountable of not being within your contingency deadline. Because as long as you're protected on those contingencies, you have time to save yourself from any legal action if you can't release under a binding contract. So let's just say the buyer on your current home releases because of the home inspection, but your home inspection went smooth on the one that you're trying to purchase. Well, hopefully that they shared the home inspection report, or they tried negotiating repairs or some kind of credit towards the sale of your home. But let's just say the buyer's done and they're walking away. Well, now we have to find a solution. On top of the agent communicating to the sellers, well, the seller's agent for your new home that, hey, listen, the buyer walked away, we're working on a solution. Can we please, can you just give us a week? And if we don't have another buyer, then, we will release. Hopefully they're patient though, but you never know. Or what if your home inspection on your current home went smooth, but the one that you're trying to purchase is terrible? The seller's not willing to negotiate repairs or credit towards the purchase of that home, and it's just not worth that money to you. So now it's like, where do you go? You can keep shopping, but again, nothing's ever guaranteed. Why it's so important when buying and selling a home, that time is of the essence. You do not want to wait a day to figure things out. When your agent's asking you what you want to do, I would not tell them, can I please let you know by tomorrow? I would try and have an answer to them within the next couple of hours and hope that the agent is communicating that message to whoever they need to immediately. Now, I'm not saying that those things are going to happen. I'm just saying to be prepared for situations and contracts to fall through. But a good agent is going to ensure, even if that does happen, that they're going to be quick on it and they're going to either find you a new buyer or a new home. So your agent's done all these things. Now we have a situation where the buyers are good on the purchase of your home and you're good with the new one that you are purchasing for yourself. Okay, so all inspections are done now. Home inspections, appraisal inspections, and a clear letter for termite moisture, whether it is a slab or a crawl space. Here in Hampton Roads, it is required with loans. There are some exceptions with certain loans that you can waive it. I never ever recommend waiving any kind of inspection, but that is up to you and your agent and the area that you live in. Hopefully around this time of the contract, you're probably gonna be around 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes a week though, it's like crunch time before your closing date. You wanna make sure that on your current home that repairs are being completed if you did give any to the buyer, and that you're getting all the documents or anything that your agent or loan officer is asking for the purchase of your new one. The last thing we want to do is avoid the headache of delaying closing, and there's like weird gap of 3 days, a week, maybe longer, of not knowing where you're gonna stay. There are situations where people understand and they'll either let you stay in your current home longer, so they'll give you a rent back, or if you can move into your new home sooner without closing, which is a early possession. My experience, early possession is definitely way harder to get than a rent back, because with a rent back, the buyers know that you've owned this home, you've taken care of it, they see how the condition is, and it's not tenants. You're the homeowner, you have a lot of pride into this property, and you're not going to do anything to destroy it. Now, early possession is harder because the homeowners don't know you, they don't trust strangers living in their house without closing and it being recorded through the city with the clear deed and title. So for any reason you move in and the furniture's banging up the walls, or you're just not taking care of the property, and now they have to put it back on the market on top of doing those repairs. So it is definitely harder. Back in my experience has been a little bit easier to negotiate, but at the end of the day, it's not up to the agents to get that for you. It's up to the homeowners or the buyers, whoever's on the other side of the transaction with you. All right, now it's the week of closing. Hopefully you have clear to close on both properties. Everything's been approved and ready to be signed. So ideally, the first paperwork that you're gonna wanna sign for deed and title is for the purchase of your new home. Because in order to sell your current, it needs to be vacant and clear unless otherwise stated on the contract. So if that route is possible for you, it makes it a little bit easier for you because you can move all your furniture out and into your new home, and then your current home can be free and clear of any personal items. It can be vacant and ready for walkthrough and the buyers to sign. If for any reason this isn't doable for either sides of the transaction, then I would recommend your agent asking for an addendum stating that you guys can push closing out a day early or a day late. Typically, if it's just a day or two, people are easy to work with and they understand, and they'll, agree upon those terms. And it will kind of give you a more relaxed mindset of not feeling rushed to leave your property, make it vacant and clear, or just having worries of the unknown. There's so much more details and information or stories I could go into detail with. If for any reason you guys want to know more about it, go ahead and leave a comment down below, or you can reach out to me personally if there's a specific situation that you're currently in and just need some advice. I'm more than happy to help. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All my information will be down in the description. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next one. Bye guys.